So I just wanted to record this to let you know what I changed. So your piece looks really good, but I think the main things that need to change are overall, I think it's too dark, and there are several areas that are like really sucking in your eye. The clouds are too dark and they look too close. The perspective of the water is a little off, like the horizon lens should be up here, judging by the angle of her surfboard. Um, the color of the reflections in the water is really pretty, but it's inaccurate. Like they wouldn't be like that neon orange, and I think that it looks a little too dark and harsh. Her wetsuit looks like the same color as her skin. Like that doesn't immediately read as a wetsuit. I thought it was sort of like a weird tan. Um, and this dark area of her wetsuit is like a really cool pattern, but I can't really tell like at a glance where her arm ends and where her torso begins. So this is the final piece that the final like rough edits that I made it to. Basically, I took out the clouds, I added a distant mountain in the background to show how far away it is. I made the horizon of the sky lighter, and I made the horizon of the water darker because that's like what happens in nature. I took out the beach ball because I feel like that was too drawing the eye too much. And I added some critters here to show how shallow the water was. I added a little shadow under her surfboard, and I added highlights on her arm and her breast here to differentiate, where those forms end. Also, I'm assuming the purpose of the piece was to show that you can't surf anymore when there's no waves. So I changed her expression from sort of a generic like eyes wide open, and she's not looking at anything in particular. So I changed her to look sort of bored, like she drove all the way out here to surf and now she can't surf anymore. And I changed the color of her wetsuit to be like a more greeny, cool yellow to make it more immediately obvious that it's a suit and not her skin. Yeah, I think those are the main things. Just like making it more obvious that the place she's in is like a shallow water going to the deep water. I feel like here there's not a lot of transparency to the water, so it's hard to tell what's going on with it. Changing her expression, changing the colors, and I lightened the whole thing up a little bit so that you can see the forms of her body and her wetsuit a little more, so it's not just like a big dark area. Because the shadows were really harsh. Like you don't really get those sort of shadows when you're out in on the beach. Okay, hope that was helpful.